Hobbies are supposed to be fun, but for some reason we make it out to be this very stressful activity that we put off. This lack of drive to enjoy hobbies creates a sad state for some people, making even the most passive hobbies like gaming and watching TV a challenge to even do. Sometimes it's just easier to scroll on your phone and watch others do their hobbies, but living through others will never truly make you happy. Now, hobbies is something that a lot of people lack nowadays. A lot of people just for some odd reason cannot find the fun in hobbies anymore. And that goes for people that are in your age and my age who are, kind of young, and it also affects some of the older generation as well. They, for some odd reason, venture off and do scrolling on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook as pretty much the things that they end up doing all the time, and maybe watching TV and mindlessly just staring at a screen all the time, whether it's video games or just watching a show or whatever it be. These are the things that these kind of people decide to do rather than actually facing a hobby, and sometimes what that means is a challenge. Like, for example, if you watch DIY videos on TikTok, right? And you just watch those, that's it. You have a social media addiction. But if you watch DIY videos and you make stuff and you create things and you actually create a hobby out of what you're consuming on TikTok, what that creates is a hobby, while the other one is just simply a social media addiction. In your head, you're thinking, oh, I'm learning all this different stuff. I'm, all this DIY stuff. Oh my God, I can't wait to do all this. But then if you never put action to it, then it's truly not a hobby. It's just a social media addiction. And I think a similar problem, which kind of has to do with like social media, kind of into TV a little bit, is that we watch people. We are inspired by them and we enjoy watching them do their hobbies. And once again, this is okay to an extent, okay? But if I was to watch, let's just say I like skating, okay? Because I do like skating. And if I was to watch skating videos all the time, but I never went out and skated, then I'm not a skater. I'm just a guy who watches content about skating. So what it creates in your mind is a perceived image of yourself doing that action while you're not actually doing that action. And what that creates in your mind, at least, is a hobby that you do, but you don't really do. And I think that gaming, at least, because this is obviously a very sensitive subject for many, is that yes, it's of course okay in some, capacity. You can have a little bit of gaming, just not like crazy 8-hour sessions, maybe a few hours or whatever, that's fine. But whenever you're going like absolutely bonkers, what you're doing is giving yourself a simulation of what a hobby is. Like, for example, there's a lot of battle passes in games now, so like that gives you a perceived idea of like how rewards are built, as you like progress through the battle pass. You become like, I guess you're just kind of like leveling up, and then you're earning rewards, right? And then there's like the other side of it where like you're maybe grinding for camo, so like you're trying to like, hit some like long shots or something like that, and you're pretty much figure out how to get better at hitting long shots so that you can get that camo. And what that creates is a simulation of pretty much you doing something to get better and better at it, which is pretty much a hobby. It's just something that you can do and get better at over time. And I mean, that's the reason why I think a lot of people do gaming, is because it simulates that. It simulates the whole reward system. It simulates, failure. And I want to talk about failure later on. And I think that it's just so easy to access. It's so easy to do that's why so many people do it. It's why I did it whenever I was like growing up so much, because it was the one thing that you don't really fail. Yes, you learn failure through gaming, but you don't necessarily fail as much. It doesn't hurt as much, right? Because like, for example, whenever I was skateboarding a lot, okay, you honestly fail all the time. Skateboarding is probably the best example of this because you fail so much. Like, for example, I might do a hill flip for like so long and then finally I landed. But honestly, like, I didn't start out crazy good whenever I first started skating, and that's just the honest truth. I wasn't perfect, and that's the way that a lot of things are with hobbies. I can't pick up a basketball and shoot it in a hoop and make it. Like, I'm really bad at basketball. I would have to learn that hobby and that skill in order to actually be good at basketball. Now, granted, I don't really enjoy basketball, and I could say that, yes, I do enjoy things like gaming, okay? But gaming is rather just that simulation. It's not real, you know? Yes, it feels real, of course, and you can see it, you can play it, and of course it, I guess, technically is real, right? But what it really is just a simulation of what it is like to be in the real world and do things and get better at it. Because like, even like games like Skate 3, you know, you can simulate yourself being a skater and being so good and stuff. Yes! Yes! And you don't actually have to go out and, you know, risk breaking your arm over a kickflip on a rail when you can literally get on Skate 3 and just do it with no problem. I really think the biggest issue as to why people just can't have fun doing hobbies anymore is simply because of the fear of failure. It's the fact that you won't be good. It's the fact that you won't be as good as other people. It's the fact that you might be judged. And I feel like because all of these external things are the reasons why, and you know, a lot of it can be just the easy access things like scrolling on social media and that being an addiction. Same with watching TV shows and just binging stuff, and then, you know, mindlessly playing video games for hours on end. There's like obviously less of a failure rate if you're going to play video games, because you could just like, you know, go to the last save or just respawn, whatever it be. But in real life, whenever you fail, it sometimes hurts you, and because it hurts you, it makes you want to give up and it makes you want to stop. And I think that it's like, oh, this is no longer fun for me. This is not what I perceive as fun. And I think that what you have to do, especially, is find fun in the challenges, okay? Find fun in the things that challenge you. Because if you don't find fun in the things that challenge you, you will live a very simple and easy life, okay? And of course, everybody wants to live a simple and easy life. That's honestly, I think, what a lot of people just simply ask for, but you have to challenge yourself to some measures, okay? Like, for example, me recording and editing and learning new skills and edits and stuff like that, that's all ways that I challenge myself, even though maybe I don't really have the drive to do it. I don't have the motivation sometimes to do it, but I push myself because I do have fun making stuff like this, and that's why I do it. And it's fun, you know, it is truly fun, and it can be a challenge at times, you know. It's recording this intro. Took like 3 minutes, but you know, here I am at the end of this video, fine. So, I mean, what you have to do is just find fun in the challenges, because hobbies are supposed to be fun. And the issue is that nobody finds them fun because there's so many easier things to do. And scrolling on TikTok and just doing other things, it's so much easier, you know, it's so much simpler. And why not just watch other people do their hobbies? That's what everybody thinks, and I don't think that you should think that way. And if you did, then I'm hoping that I changed your mind today. And if you did find this video inspirational, then be sure to like if you haven't already, and maybe just comment some of your thoughts on this video. I would really like to hear your thoughts on the topic. And be sure to take super glue to the subscribe button's keyboard so that next time it goes to play a 8-hour session of Call of Duty, all the keys will be stuck. So thank you so much for watching, and I really do hope you enjoyed. And check out this next video. This video is about how hobbies can make you attractive, okay? So if you were to become attractive and honestly just learn more about hobbies and learn honestly some hobbies that you can start doing to become more attractive, maybe you could get the girl of your dreams, then check out this video, and I'm sure that this will help you in some sense if this video helped you as well. So check out this next video, find the fire within you, and stay Diablo.